Hare Krishna. In this video, I will give you Ekadashi rules. So, which date is the correct date to observe Ekadashi? Okay, sometimes people get confused. They ask me in calendar it is mentioned today only is Ekadashi, but why you are saying you observe it the next day? Because it must be either because that day was Mahadvadashi, so you should give importance to Mahadvadashi than Ekadashi, or that Ekadashi is not Shuddha Ekadashi. You should not observe Ashuddha Ekadashi. What is Ashuddha Ekadashi? Ekadashi mixed with Dasami is Ashuddha Ekadashi. Ekadashi mixed with Dwadashi is best. Or if it is full and full pure Ekadashi Tithi only, that is also best. But avoid Ekadashi mixed with Dasami. So that is the reason I would have given it the next day. These all are mentioned in Padma Purana. I am going to give you the reference for it anyhow in few minutes. Mahadvadashi should be given importance than Ekadashi. All Dwadashis are not Mahadvadashis. So whenever there is a Mahadvadashi, how will you determine Mahadvadashi? Even that I am going to give you the reference. Okay, if you don't want to take any headaches of how to determine which is Ekadashi or when it is Mahadvadashi, then just have trust in me and whatever date I mentioned in the title, observe it that day if you don't want a headache. But if you want to gain some knowledge, then you can still see the reference to gain knowledge about how they are, how in Panchanga they are giving these dates. It varies from Sampradaya to Sampradaya, but we need to go by the scriptures, Shastra Pramanam. So what the Shastra says, that we need to follow. Whichever Sampradayam you are in, we need to follow the scripture. So Mahadvadashi, Ekadashi. Ekadashi, Shuddha Ekadashi, then what will you do? Observe Mahadvadashi, that is most important, because Mahadvadashi will give you the benefit of that Ekadashi fasting also. Okay, so now we will see the reference. Pranan mumchanti ye matyas tesham vishnupuram dhruvam pranibhirdashami viddha nachoposhya kadachana. Those who wish to go to Vaikuntha Loka after their death, Pranan mumchanti. Mumchanti is mukti. So whenever you leave your body after death, when you want to go to Vishnupuram, the first line it is said Vishnupuram, then they should never observe a fast on Ekadashi which is combined with Dashami. Pranibhir Dashami Vidya. Pranibhir means that creatures who wants to go to Vishnu Loka should skip this Ekadashi which is combined with Dashami. That is full day Ekadashi Tithi is running, but still there is a little bit of carry forwarded Dashami Tithi from the previous day on this Ekadashi day. Then that Ekadashi is Ashuddha or contaminated Ekadashi that should not be observed. That is the meaning of this shloka. And in next shloka, the continuation, it is said that even during Brahma Muhurtam, if there is a carry forwarded Dashami Tithi, even then that Ekadashi is contaminated, you should skip it. We will see the shloka and then the meaning. Pariharyam dvija shreshta durjanasyam tikam yata अरुणोदयवेलायां दशमी सङ्गता यदि. Here it is very clearly told Arunodaya Velayam means Arunodayam means during sunrise time when there is a Dashami Tithi left, like from the previous day, that is carry forwarded Dashami Tithi, then also that Ekadashi is contaminated and it should be avoided, like how you avoid Durjana. Durjana means the wicked and the cruel people, how you avoid, like that you should avoid the Ekadashi Tithi touched with Dashami Tithi. Durjana, there is a word called Durjana in this shloka, means cruel people. And Dvija Shrestha, Shrestha means great. Dvija is a Brahmana, oh great Brahmana. Please avoid Ekadashi which is combined with Dashami. Who is telling this? This entire shloka, whatever I am telling from Padma Purana, is a conversation between Shaunaka Rishi and Suta Goswami. Suta Goswami is telling all these to Shaunaka Rishi, who inquired about the rules and regulations of Ekadashi. Now we will directly go to shloka number 32, because if we cover each and every shloka, then the video will get very long. Yatinam snanakaloyam gangabha sadrishah smritah arunodayakale tu dashami yadi drishyate. So, in 32nd shloka, Yatinam, Yati means ascetics or the people who is in the renounced order of life, or you can even understand it like sannyasis, or people who follow strict, very strict sampradayas. So, what these people should do? They should avoid Ekadashi combined with Dashami. That is, when during the Snanakalam, that is Brahma Muhurtam, or during Arunodayam. Snanakaleyam means this is the time one should take bath, because when you take bath at this time, it is equivalent to taking bath in the Ganga. So, in first line it is said, Snanakaloyam means Snanam means bathing. Gangabha, Gangabha means it's equivalent to Ganga water. So that time if Dashami Tithi is carry forwarded, then that should be avoided. That Ekadashi Tithi should be avoided and should be followed on the next day, that next day of Ekadashi, that is Dwadashi day. Arunodaya kale tu dashami yadi drishyate. Drishyate means if there is dashami seen during Arunodaya kalam. In the second line it is said as Arunodaya kalam. So then that should be avoided. There are many other shlokas where even Brahma Muhurtam, if there is Ekadashi seen, Drishyate, seen during Brahma Muhurta Kalam also, that should be avoided. So now let's go to next shloka. And please continue watching this fully, because I am going to even tell about different types of Mahadvadashis. Sometimes there will be Shuddha Ekadashi, it's very clean Ekadashi, there is no carry forwarded Dashami Tithi. Even then, sometimes we don't observe that Ekadashi and observe it on the next day. Because of Mahadvadashi, we give preference, or we give that importance to Mahadvadashi. So even in that circumstances, even though there is a uncontaminated or Shuddha Ekadashi, to give importance to Mahadvadashi, we observe it. I'm going to tell you about different types of Mahadvadashi. So please watch this video fully. Let's go to shloka number 33 before we see about Mahadvadashi. न तत्रैकादशी कार्या धर्मकामार्थनाशिनी स्वल्पां च दशमी विद्धाम् त्यजेदेकादशीं बुधः. In shloka number 33, it is said that a wise man or intelligent man should sacrifice the Ekadashi which is joined with Dashami. In the second line, Swalpam cha Dashami with Dham. Dashami with Dham means if there is a little bit, Swalpam means little bit, very little bit of Dashami, like for example 30 seconds or even 40 seconds, less than 1 minute. Even if there is a Swalpam cha Dashami with them, there is a little bit of Dashami left on the day of Ekadashi, then the wise man should Tyajed Ekadashim. Tyaje means Tyaham or sacrifice that Ekadashi which is joined with Dashami. So what will happen if you observe Ekadashi joined with Dashami is mentioned in the first line. That is, this spoils your dharma. Dharma kamartha nashini. Nashini means it spoils your right desires or your dharmam. Kama means desire. Dharma means whatever dharmam you are following as per your varna. In whichever varna you are born, you have some dharma karyam. So that it will spoil that. Artha nashini. Kamartha. Artha means material things, like you will lose your material benefits, like for example your house, your luxuries, whatever hard work you did to gain these material things, all will get spoiled, nashini, when you observe the Ekadashi combined with Dashami. So, na tatra Ekadashi karya means avoid this Ekadashi. Please don't observe this Ekadashi combined with Dashami. That is the meaning. So only sometimes the Ekadashi date which I am giving won't be matching with your calendar in whichever sampradayam you are in, whichever calendar you are following, it won't match sometimes, not always. Because of all these rules and regulations which is followed in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Iskon also is following Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and there are other sampradayas which also follows Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So this Gaudiya Vaishnavism follows some rules and regulations based on scriptures. And I'll tell you one little story. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is considered as Krishna's incarnation, gave an order to Sanatana Goswami. There are 6 main Goswamis in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So, out of which Sanatana Goswami was given one task, very important task, that he has to collect Ekadashi rules and regulations from various scriptures. This was the task given to him, and he collected it and put it in one book. That book is called Hari Bhakti Vilasa. So Hari Bhakti Vilasa has all references of Ekadashi rules and regulations, and even about Mahadvadashi. From Hari Bhakti Vilasa, I am going to tell about Mahadvadashi rules. The 6 Goswamis contributed to our Sanatana Dharma to a very great extent. And this Mahadvadashi, he collected it from Brahmanda Purana, that we will see one by one. First, we will see about Jaya Mahadvadashi. That is, if Punarvasu Nakshatra, I am telling it in Sanskrit, in your local regional language, you can find out the name of that nakshatra or star from Google or from your elders. So, if Punarvasu Nakshatra falls on Dwadashi day during the waxing phase of the moon, then this fast is called Jaya Mahadvadashi. Waxing phase of the moon means bright fortnight. What is bright fortnight? Means after the no moon day. No moon day means Amavasya Tithi. No moon day or new moon day. There are days, right? There are some days around 15 days after the no moon day is called waxing phase of the moon. Okay, next we will see about Vijaya Mahadvadashi. If Shravana Nakshatra falls on the Dwadashi day during waxing phase of the moon, then this Dwadashi is called Vijaya Mahadvadashi. One thing you should understand is that this Mahadvadashi fasting is 1,000 times more powerful than Ekadashi fasting. That is why in Gaudiya Vaishnavism it is given more importance, and there are so many references in all the Puranas about this Mahadvadashi. Okay, so let's go to another Mahadvadashi called Jayanti Mahadvadashi. If Rohini Nakshatra falls on the Dwadashi day during this waxing phase of the moon, then that Dwadashi is called Jayanti Mahadvadashi. So whenever there is Mahadvadashi, that should be given more importance, and that should be observed, and Ekadashi should be skipped even if it is a uncontaminated clean Ekadashi without the mix of Dashami Tithi, then also that can be skipped and Mahadvadashi should be observed. Next we will see about Papanashini Mahadvadashi. If Pushya Nakshatra falls on the Dwadashi day of the waxing phase of the moon, then Ekadashi should be skipped and this Mahadvadashi should be observed, because that normal Dwadashi we don't give that much importance. We give importance to Ekadashi when there is a normal Dwadashi, but whenever there is a Mahadvadashi, then that Ekadashi is skipped and Mahadvadashi is observed. Maha means what? Great Dwadashi. So we are giving importance to this great or Mahadvadashi. Another Ekadashi is called Unmilini Mahadvadashi. This is not nakshatra based Mahadvadashi, but just because during the sunrise time or Arunodaya Kalam of Dwadashi day there is a carry forwarded Ekadashi Tithi, then that Dwadashi became Mahadvadashi, and that is called Unmilini Mahadvadashi. And this is applicable for both waxing phase of the moon and waning phase of the moon. Even if there is a little bit of Swalpa Ekadashi Tithi, little bit on Dwadashi day during sunrise time, then also we should avoid the Ekadashi and observe this Mahadvadashi. Next we will see about Vyanjali Mahadvadashi. If Dwadashi Tithi is present on 2 consecutive days, that is, continuously during Arunodaya Kalam of 2 consecutive days, if there is Dwadashi Tithi, then the first Dwadashi becomes Vyanjuli Mahadvadashi. So, whenever there is Mahadvadashi, then the Ekadashi fasting is observed on Mahadvadashi day. Even though we are observing Mahadvadashi fasting, we still call it as Ekadashi fasting only. Next, we will see about Trisparsha Mahadvadashi. Tris means 3, means there are 3 tithis, Ekadashi, Dwadashi, Trayodashi, all fall on the same day. Then that is called Trisparsha Mahadvadashi. For example, that is, if Dwadashi Tithi starts after sunrise, if Dwadashi Tithi starts after sunrise on Dwadashi day, it means there is Ekadashi also present on the same day during sunrise time. So, and that Dwadashi Tithi is ending on next day before sunrise. That is, on Trayodashi day, it is ending before sunrise. So, this combination is called Trisparsha Mahadvadashi. Next, we will see about Pakshavardhini Mahadvadashi. That is, after Ekadashi, only Amavasya or Purnima Tithi, that is no moon day or full moon day, starts after this Ekadashi, Dwadashi is over. That because Ekadashi is 11th day, Dwadashi is 12th day, and Amavasya Purnima usually comes on 15th day. Right. So when there is the Tithi, Amavasya or Purnima Tithi on sunrise, 2 days in a row, that is on 2 consecutive days, if there is a Tithi, Amavasya Tithi or Purnima Tithi falls on 2 consecutive days during sunrise time, then the preceding Dwadashi becomes Pakshavardhini, Paksha based. Paksha means Krishna Paksha, Shukla Paksha. Krishna Paksha is this waning phase of the moon, that is after full moon days, 15 days are called Krishna Paksha. So, this is not, this Mahadvadashi is not based on nakshatra, but it is based on the Amavasya or Purnima Tithi. That's why it's called Pakshavardhini Mahadvadashi. Vardhini means extended. Paksha, that Tithi, that Amavasya or Purnima got extended. That's why it's called Vardhini. So the preceding Dwadashi is called Pakshavardhini Mahadvadashi. So now we are at the end of this video. So please avoid Ekadashi which is combined with Dashami even during Brahma Muhurtam or during sunrise time. And give preference to Mahadvadashi. All Dwadashis are not Mahadvadashi. So whenever there is Mahadvadashi in force, that should be given importance. So we still call it as Ekadashi fasting only, even if we observe Mahadvadashi fasting. Hare Krishna.